We had discussed the readjustment of representation of scheduled tribes in assembly constituencies of the state of Goa Bill 2024, a landmark piece of legislation aimed at addressing the long-standing non-representation of scheduled tribes in Goa's political framework. The bill introduces innovative legal strategies to overcome constitutional constraints, ensuring that the democratic promise of inclusivity is fulfilled. The major achievement of this bill is that it represents the transformative approach to political representation in Goa. This bill brings fundamental charges by creating reserved seats in the Legislative Assembly, ensuring that the voices, concerns and aspirations of these communities are not just heard, but are central to the governance process. It is comprehensive intervention that goes beyond the symbolic representation, promising genuine political empowerment and a pathway to meaningful participation of Goa's democratic framework. While the readjustment representation of the scheduled tribes in assembly constituencies of the State Goa Bill 2024 is a significant milestone in addressing the underrepresentation of scheduled tribes, it is important to acknowledge the address some inherent challenges in its framework. Sir, despite safeguards such as Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention Atrocity Act in 1989, incidents of atrocities against SCs and STs continues to be a common occurrence. In 2022 alone, 52,866 cases of atrocities were reported, highlighting the gap between the policy intent and the ground reality. The issue underscores the inefficiency of the protective laws in preventing violence and the continuing vulnerability of marginalized communities. This bill also highlights the critical need for an undated nationwide census to address the issue of accurately determining the composition of India's population. The last census was conducted in 2011 and its data is now over a decade old. The delayed 2021 census has created a vacuum in reliable population statistics, as without prices data, decisions such as constancy delimitation and resource allocation risk being based on outdated figures, potentiality leading to inequalities and inefficiencies in representation. I urge the government to urgently complete the delayed census, and it is not a statistical exercise, but also it is the foundation of the governance shaping policy decisions that affect every citizen. In conclusion, this bill is a significant setup towards political inclusion for scheduled tribes in Goa. However, its success depends on overcoming certain fundamental issues that requires our immediate attention to ensure effective representation for all marginalized communities. With these comments and suggestions, I support this bill, sir.
Dhanyavad. Message from Lok Sabha Secretary General.
Sir,